Right, let's get a full sports roundup from the BBC Sports Centre. Ollie Foster's got the latest for us, and news that will interest Manchester City fans, Ollie.
Yeah, it's all moved very quickly this morning, Ben. After 11 years at Manchester City, the captain, Vincent Kompany, has played his last game for the club. He's announced that. He's made the decision after they clinched that unprecedented domestic treble with victory over Watford in the FA Cup final yesterday. In an open letter to the fans, he says the time is right, and in the last couple of minutes he's also announced what he's doing next. He's going to return to the Belgian club where it all started for him in his career. From the age of 6, he joined his local club Anderlecht, one of the Brussels clubs. They put it on social media in a very sort of snazzy video. He's going to be their player-manager next season after coming through the youth ranks. He went on to join Hamburg before joining Manchester City 11 years ago. So he is going back, and he says he wants to play in the style that Manchester City play. So exciting times for Anderlecht. Let's bring in the former City player, Paul Lake. And now, Paul, the club say he defines the essence of the club. This is City talking now. For a decade, he says he's been their lifeblood, the soul, the beating heart of their squad. So that's a nice way to put it, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's very apt. If you think about when he first came into the club, he was quite an unknown quantity for lots of City fans and for Mancunians alike. But I think the combination of understanding where City are at, and you combine that with the fact that he's married to a Mancunian and a City fan as well, I think he's been able to not only establish himself, but he's ingratiated himself into the community. He's genuine in all that he does. And on the back of that, he won the hearts and minds of all City fans and his teammates and managers alike. And it's been an absolute privilege for all City fans to learn about him, to get to know him, and everyone's embraced him with open arms because of the personality he is.
Yeah, Paul, 4 league titles, 2 FA Cups, 4 League Cups. He couldn't really have given any more. I mean, it's a fantastic way for him to be bowing out. And brilliant that he's seen out the climax to this season, because injuries were just beginning to catch up with him at the age of 33.
That's right. I mean, he's been a consummate pro insofar as keeping himself as fit as he can be. And he's been an ever-present captain, whether he's on the grass or off of the grass. But certainly this season for him has been very tough. You know, having this long-standing calf problem, which may have seen lots of other professionals off, but his grit, determination, and that desire that he's shown has meant that he's never given up hope of coming back and being that same player. If ever he felt he wasn't going to be the level of footballer that he is, I'm sure that he would perhaps just have called it a day and just become a manager. But it just shows you the will and the character that he has, that he's not only managed to finish the season in the starting 11 as probably alongside Emerick Laporte, the go-to centre-half, but he's been the captain, the leader, and, the season's culminated in that goal, which will be, forever in the hearts and minds of City fans alongside the Aguero goal.
Yeah, it was amazing, wasn't it? 10 days ago, that goal against Leicester, just to keep them ahead of Liverpool in that title race going into the final weekend. So we understand that he had this year extension on the table from City, should he want it. He's gone for this new challenge, returning to Anderlecht. So much speculation about what Vincent Kompany could do, such as his standing. Some people would say he could go into politics. He could be anything he wanted to be. But going down the management route, obviously still so much to give to the game. What kind of a manager do you think he'll be?
Well, I think he'll be. He's someone that has been brought up on you would argue, the sort of purist of football. The fact that Pep Guardiola has taken every player that's under his stewardship to the next level. And that's what basically he's done with Vincent. At the same time, obviously, he understands the Belgium league. He was obviously brought up in that environment of playing football, different positions, and being able to use the football really intelligently. He's obviously gone from there into the Bundesliga again, very open, exciting football style. And then he's gone through Roberto Mancini, who's very defensively minded, to the engineer Manuel Pellegrini, who's a combination of the two, but then he's come into Pep Guardiola. So you can imagine he's been guided and nurtured through different environments and been able to, because he has the intelligence as well, he's been able to embrace all of that, and he'll have mapped out the individual manager that he intends to be. And what he can do is he not only will be able to develop a side that can play attacking football and can attack from the back, rather than teams trying to think about defending from the front. He'll be able to do that, but at the same time, he'll have that learning style to be able to, speak different languages. Entice, English players, British players to come over to Belgium and be able to guide individuals. He understands the importance of the academy system. He understands the importance of homegrown players. So he'll embed, a philosophy. He's already left a legacy at Manchester City. So if you combine that, all of that knowledge, all of that learning environments that he's been able to take along with him, I'm sure he'll nurture a side in Anderlecht which will go from strength to strength and will compete as being one of the top sides. You would argue not just in Belgium, but actually in European football too.
Paul, many thanks indeed. Paul Lake there with the news there that Vincent Kompany is leaving Manchester City to become player-manager at Anderlecht in the Belgian league, where it all began for him in his career from the age of 6. That's all the sport for now. More in the next hour.
Ollie, thank you very much indeed. Ollie Foster there.